Welcome to the Paint, Rest, Repeat podcast with Ros and
Laura Day, where we chat about our creative lives as artists while keeping it real and a little bit messy.
We're here to inspire creatives just like you to push past those boundaries and make art that you love. Let's dive in. Hello, Laura. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. We're both a little giggly because this is our first recording in a little while. Whilst our episodes have been coming out to you, we've, I don't know, you've been gallivanting.
Yes.
Haven't you?
Yeah, I have been. The magic of technology, Ros.
No, it's fancy. I was going to say we're fancy, but I don't think it's us. It's just the tech. So anyway, shall I cut to the chase?
Go for it.
All right, guys. Today, we're going to be chatting about collaboration and how to find creative opportunities in your art world to help to promote your art and to build your name and, inject a bit of, I don't know, what is it? A bit more pizzazz, a bit more fun into your art adventure.
Yeah. Because working with people is pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. And I think for artists as well, it can be quite lonely. And so I think, working with others, I don't know, it's just fun. It does just give that extra sort of energy to it, I think.
Yeah, it does. We're usually solo operators, so it is nice to connect with peers and work on interesting projects. So I'm excited for today's episode because I think we've got two different examples of some really great, exciting projects that Ros and I are working on, but they are very different, and we're going to sort of break down, I guess, how to pursue different opportunities and how we were presented with these opportunities to collaborate, and what the benefit is for you as a practicing artist or an emerging artist or someone just wanting to get their name out there into the big wide world.
That's it. And you'll have to excuse me if you're a YouTube watcher. I just keep on looking off to the side because my children are making like elephants and like banging down the stairs. And I'm thinking of our poor editor who's just going to be, sorry, editor. I'm going to be panicking about the audio. So this is going to be an awesome chat. We're going to be talking about the collaboration side of things, what we mean by it, all of that sort of jazz that Laura sort of fleshed out. And we'll talk about the two exciting projects that we've got on this year that we wanted to share with you because we're like enthusiastic, but also let you know how you could do something similar and why you might want to do something similar. So firstly, I guess, what do we mean by collaboration? That's the first thing on my podcast mind map over here.
So, Ros, what is collaboration? Please tell me.
So according to the, what's the dictionary called? According to the Macquarie Dictionary of, just joking. So collaboration is just working with other people, really. So usually I would usually think collaboration is working with another artist, but not always. You could also work with someone sort of in the product space maybe. But it's working with other people to create a product together, I think. Mainly. Anyway, we'll flesh out a few more ideas. But it's to build up each of you and you work together and you promote each other, and it's, as I was saying, it's just fun, and it's also a great opportunity to get your name out a bit more. What do you reckon? Do you agree?
That's great. So some examples would be joining like group giveaways or joining together for marketing and promoting yourself. So shared lives on Instagram, collaborating with podcasts like us. You can reach out to us if you're interested in being interviewed.
You know what? on that, even the most simple collaboration with us, for example, or any other podcast or
us
anything
together.
well, yeah, I mean, we're collaborating ourselves,
Yeah.
but even sharing someone's podcast thing in your stories and saying, hey, this was a great listen, because then the podcasters are very likely to then go and share that, and then that will increase your exposure as well. So, I mean, that's collaboration without even officially asking for a collaboration.
Being featured on a blog, or getting your work written about, and so gallery shows, so group shows, which is what you're working on, Ros.
It is. I'm so excited. I'm putting together my first group show, and so I've got a friend of mine who's done a lot of art exhibitions before. She's helping to guide me through it. We're sort of collaborating in that sense. Her name's Rachel Moody, and you can go and find her on Instagram. So she's helping me to sort of work out what on earth I'm doing. And then we've got a bunch of other creatives and artists who are going to take part in the show. And it's going to be a great show and all of that. But the exciting thing is that we're all going to be working together to build up our profiles. And that's, I don't know, to me, that's what the art industry and the art community is about. We've got to work together. So yeah, really excited.
That is really exciting. Did you want to dive deeper into that, or did you want to describe more interesting projects that
well, I think
examples?
More projects.
All right, we're gonna
tease everyone.
All right. Okay, sure. So Ros, you mentioned before creating actual artworks together.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Cameron Forsyth, he has done a collaboration, and he's actually made an artwork with another artist, which I thought was really quite cool. I'm not sure. Have you ever done that, Laura?
No, I haven't. I haven't done that before.
It's quite an interesting concept, because I've seen the artwork in person, and it's half his artwork and half another artist's work. Her name is Kasia Frankowitz, and it's half and it's beautiful, and it just meshes absolutely perfectly. It's like, a dream combination. But what they do with that, I don't know. So they might sell the artwork and then
split the
half.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if they go into prints or anything like that, and then it's an ongoing collaboration. Not sure, but I just thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah, I think that is a really cool idea. I mean, it just sort of a different way of working, isn't it? If you're looking for some, a bit of flair in your creative practice, that might be something to think about.
Yeah, and some fresh sort of inspo. So that was one that we had on the list. And then the other one was collaborating with like product businesses. So I'm thinking this year that I might collaborate with a friend of mine who makes earrings and have my art popped onto those earrings. And that would be a fun collaboration. But then there's also things like BioCup. Have you heard of BioCups?
Yeah, I think you told me about that competition. It was actually a competition for artists to put
so I don't even think it's a competition.
No.
So I think you can go onto the website, BioCup Artists, I think it is. And you just pop in there on the website, you enter your details and enter your artwork files. And if they like it, then they'll put it on a cup. But it's not like a guarantee that you would have your art put on a cup. But it is it's not like a formal competition either. But yeah, that's a great way to get your artwork out into the world as well. What else did I have written down here? Oh, we also had local cafes as well, and local shops, maybe.
Yeah. I guess that's sort of a collaboration to get your work out there. And well, my project is collaborating with council. And
I was going to lead on to that, Laura. I wasn't going to leave you stranded. Yeah, Ballarat Council is awesome in terms of supporting the arts.
Yes, I agree. Very much so. And they release opportunities for artists via their email list, and they've got creative opportunities on their website. So I would suggest having a look at your local council area, wherever you live, and see if they have any sort of creative development programs. If they don't, I say contact someone in council and get involved, or connect with your local gallery as well. Because I guess these sorts of ideas, they're spurred by dialogue between artists and council members or people that work in those organizations. So if the opportunities aren't there, it doesn't mean that they don't want to support you. You could, just put yourself out there and ask for support or ask for opportunities. There's so many local events happening. There's festivals, there's markets, there's all sorts of things. There could be opportunity there, just waiting. You just need to connect with the right people.
100%. And again, like that becomes like a collaborative relationship as well. If you manage to get in touch with the right people in council who are, I don't know, director of the arts area or something like that, and then you have a relationship. So I worked with the Lane Cove Council not that long ago to have my art on their brochure for the Lane Cove Festival. And I now am in contact with the contact person there at the council, and I can call her up and just say, hey, do you have anything going on at the moment? I've got, a free calendar for a month and I'd love to do something. Let me know, and it's just a relationship essentially. So yeah, definitely worth being brave and reaching out. Maybe before you reach out, you need to have a bit of an idea of how you would like to work together. So maybe you want to paint a mural locally. Maybe you want to talk about an arts trail. Maybe you want to do some live painting at a local market. Something like that. Maybe have a couple of ideas before you buzz them.
They do shop front decorations and things here too. There's all sorts of things that, it works both ways too, because it makes wherever you're living and the council there, like it helps promote what's going on within the community. I feel like artists seem to be sort of hidden away, or they're the hidden gems of people's communities. So getting yourself out there and connecting with the right people. And so I think that is part of how to find out about opportunities. So if you're connecting with other people, there's word of mouth. If you're connecting to other local artists working and living in your area, they might share opportunity, which is what happened for me with the council opportunity. I actually didn't end up reading the email or the opportunity that was available for the Creative Tourism Experience Development Program. That's what the council had as their opportunity in their email list. And my friend Steph Wallace told me about it. So if you are talking with other artists, contemporary artists living in your area, they will tell you about different things that are available.
100%, because some of these things are really easy to miss. So even an example is the Fenton and Fenton art competition. Years ago, a friend of mine flicked me the email and said, Ros, have you entered the Rising Talent Comp? I'm like, what Rising Talent Comp? I didn't know about it. So it's those friendships and relationships and, that being part of the community that can really help you. That's awesome. Can you tell me more about this project? Because so I know a little bit about what you're doing, Laura, but I need the details. What are you working on this year with this council collaboration?
So it was actually really cool. It's with Visit Ballarat and Ballarat City Council. They're sort of merged together. And so we're working with their marketing team and their tourism team to create a whole range of different creative experiences that tourists can participate in, and even locals as well, to discover the city, discover hidden gems, discover what's going on beneath the surface of Ballarat, beyond Sovereign Hill and beyond Lake Wendouree. It is artists that are offering workshops and experiences within the area. So my particular experience, I had to write a proposal, I had to do a pitch, and we sort of had like a little bit of a think tank. So that was really cool to connect with other artists within the local area and meet face to face as well, and do like a little think tank and sort of talk about our ideas.
Was that led by council, sorry, or was that
yeah
it was
the opportunity? So it was a development experience. So I believe there was 12 artists that were in the think tank, and then we sort of ended up with 7 experiences. So not everyone followed through with the development program because there were like very short deadlines before Christmas. So people that didn't really have like full on established businesses sort of fell off in the process of this opportunity. And what I'm offering is a botanical abstract painting and gin experience. So I'm actually collaborating with a local gin distillery that is only 5 minutes walk down the road from my house and my art studio. And what participants will do is they'll meet at the gin distillery, and it'll be on a weekend to suit the tourism traffic. And I'll meet them there, where part of the ticket is a gin tasting experience. So we will partake there's a little gin flight. They can try all their different artisan gins that they make in the distillery. And we'll sort of talk about the botanicals that are in the gin. And for the people that are not drinking alcohol, they can have a cocktail. So it's more of like about social connection and, meeting together and having just a fun experience.
This sounds amazing.
It is really exciting. I'm so excited.
So do you have like all the dates laid out?
Not yet. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think by February, potentially, but yeah, we'll.
And this episode is going live in February.
In Feb,
right?
and the experience is launching in March.
Okay, and so I know we're going to talk more about it, but I just feel like I have to ask at this point. If people did want to see your dates, where is the council decided to share dates and things?
It's through our own channels. So I will be sharing it via Instagram and my website.
Okay.
Yep.
Just
yeah. So, and then we'll go up to my art studio, and we'll start painting. So I've got all my setup here. I've got some amazing stencils and things that people can use. So it's really beginner friendly. So if you're not creative at all, or if you feel like you're not creative, I believe everyone is creative, but it will be an opportunity for real beginners to have a fun painting experience. And everyone gets a little canvas to work on, and then we'll have cups of tea and coffee, and we'll talk about our artworks. And yeah, I think it's going to be really awesome. And we had to commit to 12 months of offering the program as well.
Okay.
Just for some, they're making sure that their marketing efforts are going
worthwhile. Are they fortnightly or monthly?
It'll be monthly. Yeah.
Okay, it's monthly. And how many people can you take at a time?
So it's a minimum of 3 participants and a maximum of 6. And I will be taking private groups as well.
Okay.
So if they're a group of like 6 women that want to do like a fun girls' weekend or something like that, I will be able to do that outside of the dates as well. So it was a really great development program for me to sort of collaborate with council, collaborate with another organization, like a local organization with the distillery, help them to get people through their door as well, and do that cross promotion, and lean on council for their marketing power and their marketing reach, and for me to sort of become known within the local community as well, because I'm working away in my little art studio. Not everyone knows about my painting studio, and I don't really offer it up for public as well, because I do have like a lot of my private sessions and private mentoring that happens in this space. So it is kind of good to open up to the wider community as well, and share the magic of art.
I was going to say the magic. I wanted to finish your sentence. So if you are listening and you're quite keen to work with Laura, either through the program or set up like your own special event for a bunch of friends or family members or whatever it is, I'm sure you can send Laura a DM and harass her and say, yes, please make it happen. And for our listeners, who might not yet be teaching, they could look into similar sort of collaborations, but specifically in the art space. So making art for the council somehow at some sort of a level.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Beautiful.
So let's dive into your experience. I guess it is it is an experience or your event. Because event planning is a big thing as well, and it's sort of self-initiated, but then you're sort of using the power of collaboration to get your work out there as well.
Yeah, and also to pull me along, because I think we've talked about this before, that I need external motivators. So that's why my art membership works for me, because I am accountable to them and I help them to be accountable to their own art practice as well. But it's that accountability. So like for this group show, I've got to do the work and I've got to show up and I have to deliver a good product because I'm responsible to them to make it worth their while. It's just so exciting. So it's going to be, I've actually written down the date in case I forgot. The opening night is Wednesday, the 29th of March. And it's here in Sydney at the Corner Gallery, not the Corner Store Gallery in Orange, but the Corner Gallery. And the opening is that night, and it's only a 1-week show. So we're just going to go in all guns blazing, smash it, have the best show ever, and then we're going to wrap up and disappear.
That's exciting. That's so great. And so
kamikaze show.
Your head organizer, you're organizing the collaboration. So you've brought the artists together, and I believe they're all women artists. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. So I'm a bit of a feminist and no men are allowed to attend. Just joking. But no, they're all female artists, female Australian artists. And we don't have a show name quite yet, but feel free to vote. Send me a DM. These are our ideas. Ready? By the time this goes live, we might have a name.
You'll probably
probably will. I'll just say it anyway. All right. So we had Connect. We had Kindred, and the one I'm leaning towards is Kinswomen. So we've got 3 name ideas, and basically we're all going to be creating modern botanical artworks, and this show is like an exploration of each of our responses to the natural environment and our approaches to fine art. So I'm also really big on inclusion and inclusivity, or whatever it is. So I've tried to choose a theme that's fairly broad and allows each artist to be themselves and make art in their own style and in their own way, and to express their own visions. So just super excited for it. I've got my Google Doc all set out with everyone's listed on there. Should I reveal some names?
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think let's get people excited.
All right.
I'm sure they might be some familiar names because that's sort of like part of the Instagram world and the Instagram networking, like us artists sort of all connect, and, Australian, modern botanical, abstract painters.
It's true, isn't it? I think we are a community in ourselves. So we have a very exciting lineup. We have Sammy Sparrow, who's going to be creating some gorgeous works for this one. I believe they're going to be circular artworks, which is very modern. We have Sandra Gale as well, coming over from South Australia. We've got Rachel Moody, who I mentioned before. She's sort of helping me through the organization. She has all the experience. I have the energy. It's like a match made in heaven. There's myself. We also have Carmel Slater, who is from the Southern Highlands. And we have Rach Jackson from Ballarat, and Steph Wallace with her ceramics as well. So
yeah, that's really cool. I'm so excited to see everything come together.
So exciting. Yeah.
And just thinking of our listeners right now, and they've never organized a show before, but like it's sort of piquing their interest. What do you think? Like, what advice would you have for them to make connections, get the ball rolling?
I'm casting my mind back now to how this started. I would start by thinking of your art, and something like, I had to start with my art and a theme and a vibe that I could fit into, okay? Because I'm organizing this, so I'm going to be part of it. But then broadening it enough to allow others to come and play, essentially, in that space. And then I found a date with the gallery. So find a date with a gallery somewhere. You can hire spaces as well. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be represented by the gallery or anything like that. And find a date. And then I reached out to a couple of other people that I know in the art space to see, would you be interested? Is this something you'd like to do? And then I fleshed out the plan and made my little Google Doc, my big Google Doc. And then essentially I have had to ask for commitment as well, because for me, if I'm putting a lot of energy into this, it's going to happen and it's going to be as good as I can make it. So I don't want people pulling out last minute. That would be sort of a bit tricky to deal with. So I asked for firm commitment, which is basically a deposit on the involvement in the show, because there are costs like alcohol and printed materials and all of that. And that's it. And then we're just going to promo and just have a great time. I'm just so excited, mainly about the champagne. But
and talking with other artists.
Oh yeah, there's that.
So if you're looking for that opportunity to network and make connections, I feel like this is a great event for you to show up and support female artists, but then also for your own network and developing friendships and connections. I think that would be a really great thing. And wouldn't it be awesome if like other artists met at your event and then they started their own collaboration and then they did their own group show from that? Wouldn't that be really cool?
100%. And I'm going to be a dork and I'm going to say, if you come and if you're an artist, bring your business card. Some people think business cards are outdated. I say no, because if I meet a beautiful person in a loud place, they say their name, I know they're gorgeous, I'm not going to remember that name. I probably won't even hear the whole name. Like, give me a business card and then I can follow you on Instagram or whatever it is. So it's not specifically about me, but I think cards have a place.
Super handy. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So get that organized and then come to the opening.
Some people aren't natural organizers. So I feel like, if you're not a natural organizer, you can still participate in these events. You just got to find yourself a buddy that like is willing to like take charge and be, sort of like the head of something like that.
And I think the key is being front of mind, and setting yourself up so people who are putting on group shows think of you straight away, So some of these artists in this group in particular, I chat to in Instagram DMs often enough. I see their posts and I'm like, ooh. And so when I'm sitting there going, I would like to invite some artists to take part, I'll go, oh yeah, definite. Oh, they'd be a great match. And I thought that because their story popped up or whatever, or a DM came through and it just is front of mind.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's important too.
Yeah. So just being present like is not wasted. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, with the whole Instagram thing, people are like, oh, and they're losing motivation. But I feel like it's still relevant. Like if you're showing up front of mind and if you are sort of doing that self-initiation, then, opportunities will come.
And it's about calling in a way what you want. So
yeah,
if
you know,
like if you know you want to do be collaborative and be involved in collaborations, then that's all about community and those relationships. So where can you be parts of communities? Where can you form relationships? And if it's on Instagram, then you don't have to go crazy, but just occasionally put a story up, put a post up, just be present so that people do see you and then they think of you. Or you can be part of Facebook communities for other artists or a local art society or something like that, and turn up to the monthly meetings, which I haven't been doing lately, so that people think of you and know who you are.
Cool. I feel like we fleshed this out like quite well.
I think so.
Hopefully this is of value. Please let us know if this is of value. We'd really love to hear your feedback. We love hearing how you're finding the podcast, and we do want to make it relevant to your experience, whatever level that you're at in your art career. So yeah, we love having chats over on Instagram, in our DMs, and yeah, getting feedback on what we're talking about.
That's it. So listeners, just make sure you do something to collaborate, because collaborations helps to build up your name and inject more, positivity and action and vibrancy and dynamics into what you're doing as well. So we're looking forward to hearing what you're doing as well. So send us a DM and let us know what collaboration you might be considering. It could be a small one, like sharing a story from a podcast or a YouTube or something that you've listened to in your own Instagram, or it could be collaborating on an artwork or any of the things that we listed out earlier on. So yeah, keen to hear what you're doing.
Ros, do you have a review handy?
Oh, I do. Yes. Hold on. Bear with me. Yeah. We need to do the elevator music now. We have a review from Wenda, and she has given us 5 stars, and she said, a wonderful sharing podcast. She says, I've only recently had the time to properly listen to episodes of Paint, Rest, Repeat, and have come to really relate and enjoy Laura and Roz's conversations. I feel like they are still learning all the facets of creating art like I am, but they share it with the listeners. I love this as it makes me feel not quite so alone. Great job, Laura and Roz. Thank you. Wenda, kiss, kiss. I believe she is Wenda Grant.
Thank you, Wenda.
Insta.
That's so lovely. That makes us feel like very appreciated.
Just put on that elevator music for a moment. I'm going to see if I can find her Instagram so people can follow her.
I can add it on the show notes.
We could do that.
But I'm going to keep that in my notes as well for this episode.
Oh, so so it is at Wenda Grant. Do you think I need to spell that? That's pretty straightforward.
No, yeah, it'll be in the notes if you would like to follow and share the love.
Yeah, well, her art's beautiful. Sorry, I'm now
you're getting down the hole. We've lost her, folks.
I should stop giggling. All right, are we wrapping up this one?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
We appreciate you. I'd say we love you. Do you reckon that comes across too strong? Okay, I better.
We've totally lost it now, I think, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We shall see you in the next episode. If you haven't listened to all of our other episodes, go and do that now. We like to be of value and be ourselves and be honest and raw and giggly. Oh, and leave us a review somewhere.
Yes, please.
Okay, bye.
Bye.